Let's talk about a country that supposedly is trying to get nuclear weapons. That would be Iran. The Secretary of State spoke out about this the other day. Listen to Condoleezza Rice.
The United States and our partners are fully committed to a diplomatic solution with Iran. If the Iranian government fulfills its international obligation to suspend its uranium enrichment and reprocessing activities, I will join my British, French, Russian, Chinese, and German colleagues, and I will meet with my Iranian counterpart anytime, anywhere.
All right, so she says the U.S. will start these high-level talks, but the Iranians have to suspend their nuclear enrichment program. What do you think?
I don't think the Iranians have the slightest intention of suspending their uranium enrichment program. We've been at this diplomatically through the Europeans for over 4 going on 5 years. You'd have to have a near religious belief in the strength of Security Council resolutions to think the Iranians are suddenly going to start paying attention to them.
Because a lot of experts, including the Director General of the International Atomic Energy Agency, Mohammed alBaradei, say there is no military solution to this. There's only a diplomatic solution. He was here on Late Edition 2 weeks ago, and he told me this. Listen.
I'm very much concerned about confrontation, building confrontation, Wolf, because that would lead absolutely to a disaster. I see no military solution. The only durable solution is through negotiation and inspection.
Now, he says there can be a solution through in negotiation and inspection, but what you're saying is the Iranians under this current regime have no intention of giving up their nuclear program under any circumstances.
Mohammed alBaradei is an apologist for Iran. He has taken positions in flat violation of 3 Security Council resolutions, and he needs to learn that he works for the member governments of his agency, not the other way around.
But he got a second term. They voted, despite the Bush administration's opposition, he was re-elected to a second term.
He got a third term, actually, which was even worse.
And so he does have the confidence of some people.
I don't think we were effective in our campaign to oppose him. I don't think that we did nearly what we should have done, and I think we are paying the price now and will pay it into the future. But,
you know, in fairness to Mohammed alBaradei, before the war in Iraq, when Condoleezza Rice and the President were speaking about mushroom clouds of Saddam Hussein and a revived nuclear weapons program that he may be undertaking, he was saying there was absolutely no such evidence. He was poo-pooing it, saying the Bush administration was overly alarming and there was no nuclear weapons program that Saddam Hussein had revived. He was right on that one.
Even a stop clock is right twice a day. Look, Saddam Hussein kept together over 1,000 nuclear scientists and technicians that he called his nuclear mujahideen. There may not have been centrifuge cascade spinning, but Saddam had the intellectual capability to put that program right back together.
But that was an important issue, trying to justify the war, the mushroom clouds, the fear that the smoking gun could be a mushroom cloud. And that's not just a little issue that he was right on. He was right on a major justification for going to war.
I'm not aware there was any disagreement with the Bush administration that Saddam did not have the physical capacity in his nuclear program, but he did have the intention and he had the record of having pursued them in the past.
He also said this about the early September Israeli airstrike on some sort of suspicious facility in Syria that reports have suggested was some sort of North Korean nuclear reactor facility that they were building to develop centrifuges in Syria. Listen to what alBaradei said to me on this program 2 weeks ago.
To bomb first and then ask questions later, I think it undermines the system and it doesn't lead to any solution to any suspicion, because we are the eyes and ears of the international community. It's only the agencies, the inspectors, who can go and verify the information.
He said if the Israelis were concerned, they should have gone to the IAEA and made their case, and then the inspectors presumably could have gone in, since Syria is a member of the Nuclear Non-Proliferation Treaty.
If you believe that, I have a bridge to sell you. The notion that Israel or the United States would put their national security in the IAEA's hands is just delusional. And let me make one important point. Eyes and ears of the international community. Look, the IAEA functionally gets most of its sensitive information from foreign intelligence services, including our own. And that's why it is more properly called the UN's nuclear watch puppy.
So you don't believe, obviously, this guy, anything he's basically saying?
I think he's actually undermining the credibility of the IAEA by his overly politicized role in the Iran crisis.
When you say surrender is not an option in your new book, what do you mean?
Well, I've said that title to a lot of my friends, former political appointees at the State Department, and they laugh at me and they say, what do you mean surrender is an option? We do it all the time. My point is that America's diplomats should be advocates for America. They should be instilled with a culture of advocacy, not with a culture of retreat.